Welcome to today's session on ITIL. An increasing number of organizations around the world are adopting ITIL, which is the best practices framework to achieve excellence in IT service management. This trend puts the onus on the professionals in the position of team lead and management to implement and practice this globally recognized framework. Subsequently, that increases the scope of being ITIL certified. The first step is the ITIL Foundation Certification exam. Today's session will answer all your queries about ITIL training, since we are going to discuss in detail about the certification requirements, the exam pattern, and most importantly, how Multisoft delivers online training for ITIL Foundation exam preparation workshop. Let's first take a look at the agenda. We'll start with Introduction to ITIL, its importance and evolution, and then understand the significance of APMG and AXELOS Limited. We will also talk about the association between ITIL and Multisoft. Then I will tell you about the 5 official ITIL books that are crucial to prepare for the ITIL Foundation exam. After this, we will discuss about the exam details, including pattern, duration, passing score, and other related essentials. We will then move on to the course outline of ITIL Foundation exam that will give you a fair idea about what topics will be covered in the training. From amongst these topics, we will pick a significant one, and I will give you a peep into that through our sneak preview section. Once you have a fair idea about ITIL and its foundation certification, I will explain in detail about how online training is conducted at Multisoft and why is it beneficial for you. At last, I will summarize the session for you. Let's begin with understanding ITIL. ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. The ITIL is a set of practices for IT service management that focuses on aligning IT services with the needs of a business. Like the name suggests, it is about a library pertaining to IT. Like all libraries, ITIL also has books. The books of ITIL are based on service management and contain recommendations on ways to enhance the provision of IT services. It is important to understand that ITIL is not a standard. It is rather a best practices vendor-neutral public domain framework and can be adopted or adapted by any organization. All best practices start as an innovative idea which is implemented to get a value-based result. The result is accepted by the pioneering organization as a consequence of the innovative idea. The idea then gets published and is accepted as a best practice at a professional level. Moving on to how the ITIL framework is beneficial to professionals, the advantages vary from organization to organization depending on the needs. Some of the common benefits include improved quality service provision, resulting in increased user and customer satisfaction with IT services. Improved IT service availability, resulting in cost-justifiable service quality, thereby resulting in increased business profits and revenues. Integrated and centralized processes, resulting in financial savings from reduced rework, lost time, improved resource management and usage. Transparency of the roles and responsibilities for service provision, and continual improvement, incorporating lessons learned into future endeavors to obtain measurable quality, performance, and efficiency attributes. Now let's talk about how ITIL is useful to professionals. ITIL designation being recognized globally in the service management community opens a wide array of professional opportunities for a professional. ITIL demonstrates that you have the understanding of the ITIL best practice framework, which will result in effective execution of the service management tasks in your workplace. ITIL also makes you recognized in your workplace and distinguishes you from other service management professionals who are not ITIL certified. ITIL might even get you a promotion or result in increased income or salary hikes. ITIL has evolved immensely through the years. Let's gain an insight to the history of ITIL that dates back to the 1980s. In 1980, the UK-based government body, CCTA, that is the Central Computer and Telecommunications Agency, framed some recommendations for service management. Between 1980 and 1989, CCTA continued to collect best practices pertaining to service management and published the first book of ITIL in 1989. Between 1989 and 1996, about 30 practices were published. In the year 2000, all the best practice publications were consolidated into 9 logical sets that grouped related process guidelines to match different aspects of IT management, applications and services. And ITIL version 2 Red Book was subsequently released. In the year 2001, the ITIL version 2 Blue Book was published with focus on service delivery and service support. In the same year, CCTA merged with OGC. In May 2007, this organization issued version 3 of ITIL, which is also known as the ITIL Refresh project. This version consists of 26 processes and functions grouped into 5 volumes and arranged around the concept of service life cycle structure. Version 3 is now known as the ITIL 2007 edition. The next edition that was published in July 2011 provided an update to the 2007 version. This edition is owned by the Her Majesty's government following the consolidation of OGC into the Cabinet Office. And in 2013, AXELOS was formed as a joint venture between the Cabinet Office and Capita PLC to run the best management practice portfolio, including the ITIL and Prince 2 professional standards. Moving on to AXELOS and APMG, let us first discuss AXELOS. AXELOS is a joint venture between the Cabinet Office and Capita PLC that runs the best management practice portfolio in UK and worldwide. It promotes IT service management through the ITIL framework. And APMG, it is an award-winning AXELOS Authorized Examination Institute. ITIL exams are conducted under the supervision of APMG International that accredits professional training and consulting organizations and manages certification schemes for knowledge-based workers. Now that you understand much about ITIL, let's have an insight to the association between ITIL and Multisoft. Multisoft is an APMG accredited training organization. What that means is that all the training and course material for ITIL Foundation has been endorsed and authorized by APMG. Also, the training is imparted by an accredited trainer who is also ITIL certified. It's time that we understand the next important aspect, that is the 5 books that are referred to prepare for the ITIL Foundation certification exam. These books are based on the service life cycle. The first one is Service Strategy, then comes Service Design, then we have Service Operation, and then Service Transition. The 5th book is named as Continual Service Improvement. In the following slide, we will talk about these books in little more detail. The origin point of ITIL service life cycle is the ITIL Service Strategy volume. This provides guidance on the prioritization of service provider investments in services. More generally, service strategy helps IT organizations improve and develop over the long term. In terms of processes, service strategy covers IT service management, service portfolio management, financial management for IT services, demand management, and business relationship management. Moving on to the service design volume, this provides good practice guidance on the design of IT services, processes, and other aspects of the service management effort. The processes covered in service design include design coordination, service catalog management, service level management, availability management, capacity management, IT service continuity management, information security management system, and supplier management. The next book, that is Service Transition, as described by the ITIL Service Transition volume, relates to the delivery of services required by a business into live or operational use and often encompasses the project side of IT rather than business as usual. Processes included in this area are transition planning and support, change management, service asset and configuration management, release and deployment management, service validation and testing, and change evolution and knowledge management. The fourth book is Service Operation. This aims to provide best practice for achieving the delivery of agreed levels of services, both to end users and the customers. Processes that form service operation include event management, incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, access management, functions, service desk, technical management, application management, and IT operations management. The fifth book is Continual Service Improvement. This is also referred as CSI. It aims to align and realign IT services as per the changing business needs by identifying and implementing improvements to the IT services that support the business processes. It incorporates many of the same concepts articulated in the Deming cycle of the Plan, Do, Check Act. The perspective of CSI on improvement is the business perspective of service quality, even though CSI aims to improve process effectiveness, efficiency, and cost effectiveness of the IT processes through the whole life cycle. To manage improvement, CSI should clearly define what should be controlled and measured. So that was about what is covered in the 5 official ITIL books. Let's get on to the exam details and understand its pattern and other related essentials. Apart from the foundation level credential, ITIL also offers other certifications. These are achieved level-wise, with one being the prerequisite for another. Next to ITIL Foundation is the ITIL Intermediate exam. This is followed by ITIL Expert and then by ITIL Master. The ITIL Foundation exam has 40 multiple choice questions. These questions are based on the 5 books that we discussed about earlier. The maximum duration to complete the exam is 60 minutes for candidates taking it in their respective languages. There is also an additional time of 15 minutes for candidates who take the exam in a language that is not their mother tongue or where the exam language is not their primary business language, which means they have a maximum of 75 minutes to complete the exam. If we talk about the fee structure for ITIL, you need to pay a non-refundable application fee of approximately $145 depending on the region or the country you are taking the exam in. Other exam related details are mentioned in the slide. Let's now take a look at what all is covered in the ITIL Foundation course. The following slide will provide you complete course outline for it. There are 7 units in all, with the first one being Introduction to Service Management, followed by Service Strategy, Service Design, Service Transition, Service Operation, and Continual Service Improvement. The last unit summarizes the course and provides exam preparation tips. Let me now give you a know-how about IT service management and the competencies required by a service provider. We'll start with understanding about asset. Asset is the most fundamental element that every individual has. It is our asset that differentiates us from others professionally. For example, me and Richard Branson, the famous business magnate and investor, are different due to the assets we own. The services that we seek are based on the assets we have. Let me take my own example. I have a car, and it is because of my car that I would visit a car service center. Now, the level of services that I get would also depend on the asset I own. I am a normal bank customer. However, Richard Branson is a high-valued customer. Thus, the services that we both receive from the bank will differ. Likewise, the service that we provide is also based on the asset that we have. Because I have information and knowledge about ITIL, these assets could be used in providing training and consulting services. So what is an asset? Asset has 2 aspects. The first one is the tangible aspect, which can be seen, touched, stolen, deleted. It is also called resource and includes elements like capital, that is financial resources. Then there are infrastructural, application, and informational resources. Resources also include people, that is human resources. The second one is the intangible aspect, which is not seen but grows in time. These are called capabilities and include organizational, management, process, and knowledge-based capabilities. It also includes people-based capabilities like skills and experiences. For anything to be of value, it has to be useful. In other words, the asset should have some useful characteristics to be of use. ITIL calls it utility, which is also known as fit for purpose. Value is not just about being useful, but for every individual, the asset should also be available. Let's say, I have an old car, but if the keys are not available, it won't be of use to me. So I won't get any value from my car. Secondly, value also means to have capacity. If my old car can run for only 25 kilometers with a full tank of 35 liters, it doesn't have the capacity to drive me from home to office and back. So I would rather travel in a vehicle with good mileage and capacity. Value should additionally be continuous. Coming back to my car again, if my car has to be pushed to start every few minutes, it doesn't have continuity. So I will not be able to trust my car for reaching my destination. Moreover, for everything that has value, there is a need for security for the value. This is what is called in ITIL as warranty, which is the assurance of the utility or fit for use. So for value, both the utility and warranty is important. The next important concept is service. I have a four-wheeler that's an infrastructural resource, but I have neither the technical know-how nor the infrastructure required to ensure that it functions as intended. I also don't have the assurance of the intended use, that's warranty. So, I need an expert who understands my four-wheeler, has the necessary skills and infrastructure to take care of my four-wheeler so that it would remain of value. The expert is my service provider who facilitates the value-based outcome I desire by taking my cost. Due to damages to my four-wheeler because of my adventurous initiative of repairing the car on my own with no prior knowledge or experience, and risk damages to my car due to my initiative. Now that we know what a service is and why we need it, we could define service management as a set of specialized organizational capabilities for using the organizational resource required to provide value to customer in the form of service. So the service provider uses his service asset to provide the service. This is the essence of service management. The services provided enhance the performance of the customer asset, which the customer uses to generate the value-based business outcome. I hope that you understood that well. So let's move on to understand how ITIL Foundation online training will be conducted at Multisoft. When you register with us for ITIL Foundation Training, we will connect with you as per the pre-decided time and impart training for 16 hours in all. For the exact schedule and each session's duration, you can refer to the training calendar on the ITIL Foundation Exam Preparation Workshop page. The training happens over Cisco WebEx. This is a secure web conferencing tool from Cisco that allows a real-time learning experience. Once you register with us, we send out event links to you, wherein you log into a Multisoft WebEx, which allows two-way interaction between the student and the trainer through webcam and voice chat. It is as good as a classroom since the whiteboard allows the trainer to transfer knowledge as done in a classroom. The share option lets the experts share files, videos, applications, and even desktops. Another valuable benefit of enrolling for Multisoft online training is that we conduct ITIL Authorized Training and that we give you an ITIL certified trainer. In addition, you get 16 PDUs, that is, Professional Development Units. Once you register with us, we provide you 24/7 access to an online resource center wherein, apart from accessing other training material, you can also attempt 5 chapter-wise assessments and 3 certification-based mock tests. Apart from these 2 valuable exam-oriented resources, you also get access to all related presentations, projects, and training videos. This is a sample of the online assessment which will test your knowledge on the various ITIL Foundation course concepts. All the questions will have 4 options, out of which you have to choose the correct one. At the end of the assessment, you will get the information on the correct answers and the reasoning behind the same. Hope that was a knowledgeable session and it solved most of your queries. I will now summarize what we covered today. When you register with us, you will receive 16 hours of instructor-led online training. Other than this, you will also get 3 full-length mock tests for ITIL and 5 online assessments in addition to 24/7 learning access. After you complete the course, you will gain complete understanding of the methodologies and recommendations mentioned in the ITIL books. At the end of the course, we will also assist you with application filling and preparation tips for the ITIL exam. This session was an attempt to provide you in-depth detail about ITIL Foundation Certification exam. In order to register with us or to post your queries, please write to us at info@multisoftvirtualacademy.com.